among other things, that you'll learn at this conference is what McCutcheon's is, and what it means in regard to Citizens United. Both cases are bad news, at least for those of us who believe in democracy. And I've been trying to think of what to say about McCutcheon. If you followed any of the headlines and the statements from a dozen of the different political interest organizations and groups that have dealt with it, it's been characterized as anti-democracy, the beginning or the enshrinement of a plutocracy in the United States, that it's a victory for the wealth and money in our political system. One of the best comments, I thought, well, how do I feel about it? And I came up with, some of you may know where this comes from, but with the slogan, "Don't mourn, organize." Anybody know where that comes from? Who? Who said that? Joe Hill, who was an old labor organizer about 100 years ago. He was a wobbly, if you know what wobblies were. And he faced a lot harder future than we do. He was executed, and he said that before his execution. But his comment has been used by organizers for a century. And I think that's kind of the attitude for us to take in regard to not just Citizens United, but also McCutcheon's. Let's not let it get us down. Don't mourn, let's organize. And that's why we're trying to do something like we're going to do here today. And that's we're going to share information with each other. We're going to spend time talking, learning from people, because we're going to go back home and organize. That's who we are. That's why you're here. If you don't know it, you'll know it by the end of the day. Okay? I assure you that you'll want to go home and want to do something about it. Who here has heard of Lawrence Lessig? About half, a little more than half. Good, that's good. That means you've been active in the democracy movement, or you know something about the issue of money and politics. He's one of the best national spokespersons who's emerging on this issue, at least in my opinion. He's a Harvard professor, but he's not tied up in the ivory tower, believe me. He just led a march for 185 miles on this issue across New Hampshire in February. Lawrence Lessig, L-E-S-S-I-G. He founded a group called Root Strikers. But I've raised it also, and if you don't know it, put that on your list. Number 2, look up on Google or Wikipedia Lawrence Lessig and find out who he is and what he has to say about money and politics. He's also author of a book called Republic Lost. The reason I'm raising his name is that he said something, and his group has brought something up that I think is relevant. They've done some research, and they've asked people what they think about money and politics. And to paraphrase basically what they found is, when they ask a question along the line, do you believe corporations and the wealthy have too much influence in politics? Somebody want to guess the percentage?
90%.
Higher.
95.
96%. Okay, next question. 96% of the people believe there's too much money in politics, and it's a problem. Then they ask, do you think something can be done about it? How many people said, no, I don't think anything can be done about it? 91%. Well, folks, that's why we're here. That's our task as an organizer, is to deal with the 91% of the people who are so turned off by the control and the amount of control of this system by big money that they don't think anything can be done about it. So one of the other purposes that we're here for today is to share ideas about what we can do about it. Don't mourn, organize.